Hi, welcome again to Contessa Create Wild Journals. We are here to talk about plant medicine, the plant kingdom, how you can start your journey with the plant world and incorporating that into your medicinal world. Today, I want to give you information on how you can continue this crazy journey. I alone cannot tell you all of the information that you are going to need to start incorporating plant medicine into your world. And there's many different knowledge bases where you can go to get that information. And I believe the more knowledge bases you tap into, the stronger and more widely varied your knowledge will become. And that only feeds into an idea that, there's 1,000 billion plants out there, and there's also billions of humans on this earth, and we are all different and we are all varied. Even though we have biological structures that are very similar, we are all unique and independent, and so must be our medicine. So the more you go out there and the different types of knowledge that you acquire, the better equipped you will be to start helping healing yourself and others around you. So obviously, we have knowledge bases in our modern world based on Western medicine, Eastern medicine, native medicine. We have folklore. We have historical uses that we have found by digging up history. We have documented historical use of herbal and wild medicine. And now we're starting to actually gain some technological knowledge of our wild plant world. So you kind of want to dive into all these different systems, and as you do, you will start to see across many different knowledge bases that people have come to the same conclusions about plants and what they can do for us and how they interact with our systems. So when I'm investigating a certain plant or wild medicine, I tend to go to all these different areas and see what information jumps out at me and see what information contradicts and which information seems to be similar throughout all those knowledge bases. So my first base of knowledge is coming into the plant kingdom. So I'm sitting in the forest here. I am surrounded by trees and grass and shrubs and flowers. And simply by observing how a plant grows, you will gain so much knowledge about how that plant can then affect you. And then I will go, my next one is usually to go to an historical use. So people have been using plants as medicine as long as humans have been around. Animals have been using it before we got here. So we have many historical uses. Humans have watched how animals go to plants and use plants as medicine, and that's how we first started to observe the medicinal world of plant use. There's a story of Native American tribes observing when animals get sick, they will pull away from their pack or their family of animal and go sleep under a specific type of tree when they've been wounded or they're sick and or when they are dying. They will go lay under a white fir pine tree, and the energetic healing properties of simply sleeping underneath a tree helps the animal system come back to homeostasis and a place of balance so that it can heal. And when it gets to a state where it is healed enough, it will go back to its flock or herd and continue living. So animals have kind of passed us on a knowledge base, and now that there's enough of us, learning about this type of system, we can then share it with one another. So first I come into nature. Second, I'll go to historical uses. You can find it in books. Obviously, it's all over the internet now. But again, you want to be particular about what kind of information you're taking in and what you're believing or what you choose to believe, what feels good to you. The internet has every opinion available out there, so you really want to make sure you know how to research or do your research on the internet and who you trust for information. Historical uses tend to be a little safer in that way, that you can cross pollinate your information with other historical uses, and over thousands and thousands of years we have come to conclusions about how certain plants will interact with us. So going to that for your information can be a little safer, since it's got hundreds and thousands of years of experience behind it. What else do we have? Then we have our medical, our research, our modern day knowledge of where we can actually pull our information apart and test it in labs. And even again there, you have to be careful, because our science world and our pharmaceutical world has gotten a little sketchy over the years. So you need to make sure that you are getting your information from labs that are not directly profiting from their findings. And a lot of chemistry and biological science knowledge will give you that information because it's unbiased results. They really just want to understand, why does a grass grow like this, and what happens when it's growing, or they're really just trying to figure out the study of the life of that plant. So understanding, or going to those worlds where you're purely understanding what is a peppermint plant and the breakdown of a peppermint plant, that type of knowledge will really help you utilize that information into your healing world. What is another knowledge base that you can use? Historical, application, medicinal world. That's a great start. So kind of use all the different knowledge bases that you have available around you. So if that's books, if that's the internet, if that's a medical background, if it's an herbal background, an Eastern medicine background, Western medicine background, it's great to kind of cross-pollinate all your information and see what lines up for you, what doesn't make sense. When things don't make sense to you, that's a great kind of warning or sounding board that you need to pay attention to, and things that you don't understand, go deeper and really figure out where your information is coming from. Hope that helps. I'll see you next week. Look at the quick tip version, and I will see you next week. Contessa Create Wild Journals. Thanks. Bye.